Hey viewers and friends, Andrew back at you with another slasher review, and I'm here to review the 2008 slasher film Gutterballs, written and directed by Ryan Nicholson. Now this particular release that I have is the German edition. It's the uncut hardcore blood edition, so it's fully uncut and it has rather neat little artwork reminiscent of Halloween. Now before I get into the review, I'm just wanting to talk a little bit about different releases, because I know quite a few releases of this movie. There's been a few that have been heavily uncut and they've removed about 20 minutes of the movie. All the death scenes have been removed, and I've heard the film's pretty atrocious in the cut versions. So just be aware of that if you're looking into picking up a copy of this movie. But the German release, I can tell you 100% is fully uncut. Everything is included, and I do know the US release is also fully uncut as well. The US release is the only release that I know of that's readily available. I did a little bit of research before going into the review, because I know this is a rather hard movie to come by now. But yeah, as I said, the US release is fully uncut. The only place that I know of that you can pick up a copy is from Deep Discount, so I'll be leaving a link to their website below. Personally, I've never ordered from them, so I can't really say what they're like. I've heard their shipping is a little bit slow from a few other people, but I can't personally comment. But as far as I know, it's the only place that you can get a copy of this movie. It's fairly cheap, selling at just under $11, so pretty good price. So Gutterballs is essentially a rape revenge slasher movie, and it takes place in a bowling alley, and it centers around two rival teams. One of the team members from one of the teams gets brutally gang raped by the other team one night when they finished their bowling for the night. She forgot her purse, she returns, and she gets brutally gang raped. The scene is rather long. They end up coming back the next night to continue their game, and that's when the killings start taking place and you get your sort of revenge. A mysterious killer called BBK, the bowling bag killer, who's dressed in a rather awesome and pretty wacky and out there mask. It's a massive bowling bag with two eye holes cut out. The mask definitely reminded me of the owl mask from Stage Fright. And just speaking of that, there is a lot of homages and throwbacks to some of my favourite slasher movies from the 80s throughout this entire film, which was really nice to see. This essentially is a 80s throwback, and a really awesome and pretty authentic one at that. The characters are all dressed appropriately with 80s clothing, hairstyles and stuff like that. It even has an awesome 80s soundtrack, which sort of has a Italian synth tone to it, similar to what you'd find in giallo movies, but I really enjoyed the soundtrack used throughout and found it pretty appropriate during the scenes that it was played. So awesome music. But yeah, I loved this movie, and I was really surprised how much I enjoyed it, to be completely honest. It's a very sleazy film, and I'm not normally big into that. But yeah, I love this movie. The only complaint that I have about it was the excessive language. There was a lot of swearing in this one, and I mean a lot, like basically every second word. And I don't have an issue with swearing. I even swear sometimes in my videos, but when it comes excessive like it was in this movie, I do have a problem with it, and you know, it gets on my nerves pretty quickly. So that's my only real complaint throughout the movie. I kind of wish they'd toned down on the language a bit, but other than that, I loved it and really can't complain. The characters, they were a little bit hit and miss. You know, you had some good ones and then some not so good ones. There was a mixture. I will say that all the characters played their roles really well. The rival team that were pricks, they certainly played their roles really well. Some of them were damn annoying. You had a couple of sort of comedic relief characters as well, and just the whole mixture of wacky and pretty out there and crazy characters. So they were all played their roles really, really well. My favourite character was definitely the bowling alley owner. He was awesome. But yeah, the next thing I wanted to mention is the kills. Now, they were absolutely phenomenal. And Ryan Nicholson, the writer and director, he was also involved with the special effects, and he did an absolutely amazing job. I've got to say, some of the best gore effects that I've seen in terms of a modern horror. So massive props to him for that. They all looked incredible. They were all very inventive and creative, and they were a good mixture of simple non-gory kills mixed with just over-the-top, full-on, brutal, violent, gory, bloody, splattery kills. So a nice balance there, but yeah, as I said, all really, really inventive and creative. The kill style kind of reminded me of the kills from another one of my favourite 80s slasher films, Intruder, that kind of had similarities to that. There was a lot of bowling equipment used for the kills, and yeah, they just looked awesome. There were some incredible ones which I'd love to talk about, but I like to keep my reviews fairly spoiler free. But yeah, if you've never seen this movie before, you're in for a treat when it comes to the kills, I'm telling you. As I mentioned before, it's really, really sleazy. There are a few sex scenes, and it's pretty much borderline pornography. Everything's shown. It's extremely graphic. So in saying that, I probably wouldn't recommend this to younger viewers. Certainly not. Definitely one for the more mature audience. But I love the fact that Ryan Nicholson did not shy away from anything. He went all out with this one, and it definitely shows, you know, he had the balls to do it. And I felt it definitely paid off. So yeah, I highly recommend Gutterballs. I'm going to give it a score of 4 out of 5. It would be a 4.5 out of 5, however I have to knock half a mark off for the excessive language, which did get on my nerves. But 4.5 is still an amazing score, and easily in my top 5 modern slashers, easily. So yeah guys, I honestly highly recommend Gutterballs, and as I said, you can pick up the US release from deep discount. Their website link will be left in the description box below. I really highly recommend anyone out there who hasn't checked this movie out yet to order yourself a copy ASAP and add it to your collection. It's just awesome. I loved it. So yeah, that's been my review for Gutterballs. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you end up picking up a copy of this movie. Thanks to my review, and thanks a lot for watching.